The beginnings of LSU go back at least to the 30s, the 1930s, when some of our legislators, people from the community, believed that we needed a university, a four-year university in Shreveport, because the flagship at LSU was a long way, and we needed a university in this area that could serve people who really were not in a position to travel or to live in another city. Our legislators continued for the next 30 years to lobby for a campus here in Shreveport. And in the mid-1960s, they were finally successful in getting a campus here. But it was never something that was enthusiastically embraced by the rest of the state. It's kind of hills and valleys. We make strides and we achieve goals, and then the next year there'll be big articles in the newspaper about how the budget's been cut and we lose this and we lose that. That's one thing. The big pattern has been a roller coaster.
It's the students, it's 100% the students, and to see their personal growth from being, this isn't for every student, but I see a lot of students come in and they're shy and they haven't quite found their people and their tribe, and to watch students, however that plays out, figure out their path through guidance from LSUS. That's so rewarding, and I get to stand there at graduation. I watch every single student walk out onto the floor, and I have a personal story for a lot of those students, just to say, I remember you at orientation and now look at you. And I stay friends with a lot of them after graduation. So yeah, it's just to watch a student go from being a shy, I would say introvert, but somebody who hasn't quite found their path, and helping guide them through that path, and then watching who they really can become come out.
It's a wonderful facility. We're very fortunate to have it. And it's another one of those things that almost didn't happen. But the original library was in the, what is now the TLC, the Technology Center. And it was one floor. As the library grew, it needed more space. When they decided to accept the Noel collection from Mr. Noel, they had to have more space. It was one of his stipulations. And so they began building this library. It almost didn't happen because of politics and finance, which go hand in hand. But it finally did open. I came here in 2004 and was really impressed with the very functional planning that had gone into it.
'76 is when the initial paperwork started for the process to bring the Pioneer Heritage Center to the campus of LSUS. '77 was the big push. That was when the it was a joint project, Junior League of Shreveport, the university, and they had thought that it needed to be something to save and preserve the heritage of Northwest Louisiana. So that was when it started. So in '77, they brought on the first building, which was the Caspiana Big House. And then in '78, from '77 to '78, they did the rehab and the refurbish on the Caspiana Big House, and they opened in '78 was when they opened to the public. So really the majority of the students that come through, that LSUS students that come through, are our education department, especially the Alt Cert program. They come twice a semester, twice a year, 4 times a year, to come and tour so they can go back to the classroom and say, hey, LSUS offers this, and this fits into a 3rd grade and 5th grade curriculum fabulously. We can do a whole day just come into and let somebody else teach.
We have an urban metropolitan mission, and we serve as a university of opportunity. And so we, rather than to lower the expectation of the classroom, we support the students to meet the expectations of the classroom. Students can experience and realize that they're not going to have to go away to another university to be able to have the kinds of high-tech applications that are available to them right here in Shreveport-Bossier area.